Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Hi-Fi Mods. This is the unboxing and review of the Kuang Pai KP2 Depticon uh, headphone dongle deck, as well as his younger brother, smaller brother, the Hi-Fi decoding amplifier and deck. So I would be showing this in a simple slideshow, which will save a lot of talking and listening by everybody. So please enjoy. I'm gonna show you the changing of the filter settings. There are 5. You press both buttons together. It's the second one, or first, second, or this will be the second. This will be the third. This will be the fourth. Let's call this again 1. Here, instead of using HQ player upsampling, which I didn't prepare the filter for my high senior, I'm using the equalizer APO connected to the to this device, and just simply using the graphic equalizer just to give it a slight bass boost. HQ player upsampling from 44.1 kilohertz to 352.8. The track pause for copyright reasons is Bruce Hornsby and the Range from the album The Way It Is. And here we have it, the playing through USB-A from the PC to USB-C, connected to the rear, the input jack of the KP2 Depticon, 4.4 balance, headphone output to my high senior Mega 5 EST. It sounds very nice. I'll do further testing and report on the sound reproduction qualities. First test, using the test track Boss Cats from the album Dig, Miss Riddle. It's paused, of course, for copyright reasons. And I'm using the Shanling EH2 and the on DSD256 Shanling EH2, and the headphones are Oni AR5000. I shall now compare it to the two Kuang Pai Dongle Dacs. This pair of headphones is suitable for use because it's sensitive, so the power output disadvantage of the two Dongle Dacs should not be too critical. The Shanling, I was using ASIO drivers on Windows. For the Kuang Pais, I would have to switch to Wasabi drivers. Well, here you have it. This is the Kuang Pai smaller dongle deck. It's on Wasabi mode. Headphones CS43131 Plus. Well, there you go, Wasabi. Headphones CS43131 Plus. Taking the USB-C cable from the PC music server to the Oni AR5000 again. Same test track. Yep. PCM 352.8. It's working, it's running. Well, even for the Kuang Pai KP2, the bigger brother of the pair of them, DSD 256 from the PC, it's not playable. You cannot handle the signal. Well, automatically it switches back to PCM 352.8. So I'm now playing it in 352.8. Well, just comparing the two Kuang Pais is very easy to differentiate the sound quality. The KP2, the bigger brother, is smoother, much more refined, and has better layering and depth compared to the small little brother. Now I'm going to switch back to this Shanling EH2, but on PCM 352.8, and see how if I can differentiate any major difference in the sound quality of the playback output. Well, having switched back to the Shanling EH2 on the ASIO driver, PCM 352.8, the music immediately gains stereo width is greatly improved. The layering and the depth much better. Highs are much smoother, and bass is much more robust and yet clear and more punchy. So a desktop DAC amp versus a dongle DAC amp, I guess is someone you would say that it's kind of foolish to compare, but it's very useful to hear the difference between the two. Now I will switch now to the smartphone mode and connect my iPhone to it and see how would it sound on all the three devices. Well, what is my experience running both of these dongles off the Apple iPhone 11 Pro Max? Well, the first strange thing is, from my experience running the IFI IDSD Black Label, where using the camera kit, the outboard DAC, the volume is independent of the iPhone setting. That means the iPhone volume control is disabled, and the volume is controlled entirely by the IDSD Black Label DAC. In these two dongles, you will find that the instructions tell you to max out the volume on the iPhone, and then you control the balance of the fine tuning of the volume using the two buttons on each of these DAC dongles. So that's the first thing to observe. So I've got a funny feeling that the line stage, the input stage of this DAC dongle is not taking a pure digital signal from the iPhone, but more of a mix of analog or digital, if that makes sense. Otherwise, why would the volume control on the iPhone affect the output volume of the dongle deck? Anyway, comparing this to the KP2, the server big brother, definitely has high resolution, better stereo separation, better layering and depth, and this the black smaller dongle deck, which is still sounds very good. But in the beginning of this track, Miss Riddle, there are the producer and the engineer, sound engineer, pans some of this hi hats and frequency high frequency noises from left extreme left channel to the right channel. On the KP2, the silver big dongle, you can hear the progressive panning of this signal very clearly. On the black hi-fi decoding amplifier dongle, the black one, it's sort of like it's a minor loss of positioning as it transits from extreme left to extreme right of both of these two pan signals. And also the voices, the central position of Boskek's vocals is not as precise, and there's no as solid a body as you will hear on the KP2, the silver big dongle. So my conclusion, obviously, the KP2 is, although using the same DAC chip, the inner circuit and the design of the inner internal circuitry makes it a much better sounding, much higher resolution, much more, shall I say, delicate and precise a sound stage, sound depth, and width, and also positioning of vocals and instruments within the soundstage compared to the black hi-fi decoding computer dongle computer deck. So this is my concluding remarks of the iPhone mode of use. Another observation is that when you use a PC and you input a signal from a good PC server or streamer, the sound quality is quite a bit ahead of a smartphone. It's not just the power that a smartphone can generate, the signal going into the DAC dongle. It's of a better quality signal. So the overall effect of the resulting sound quality is definitely high when you use a streamer or a PC server, music server. Well, there you have it. 3 devices that I have in my possession and use. 2 Kuang Pai dongle decks and the Shanling EH2. My review of the playback sound quality of each device would rather be predictable and conventional. The EH2 Shanling being a desktop device with ample power, better circuitry that can be designed and laid out because of the bigger casing, definitely trumps the other two. But if you are looking at sensitive headphones, like even the Uni AR5000, which is pretty efficient to drive, easy to drive, the 2 Kuang Pais don't really lose out very much, especially the KP2, the big guy with up to 490 milliwatts. I think it sounds quite close to the Shanling, especially at lower volume playback. When you crank up the volume, the Shanling EH2 pulls away. That's definite. This smaller brother of the 2 Kuang Pais certainly shows a little bit lack of refinement, but for mobile use and for travel and and for moving around town and shopping, this would be a little bit more convenient and handy than the bigger unit, the KP2. So hopefully this would address the use of these two dongle decks for mobile and travel use case. As far as the EH2 shuntling, it's really quite a remarkable unit. The sound is smooth, is as good as a full-size deck. Being R2R is actually smooth and very enjoyable to listen to. Punchy and doesn't lose out to any of the bigger decks, especially in the top end where the suite is a little bit slightly softer in the extreme high frequencies, but very listenable and very, very pleasurable to enjoy music on. So thank you for joining me again for the review of these two Kuang Pai dongle decks. I hope to have maybe the Onyx Alpha to compare and contrast in my next review. Goodbye, everybody.